Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich here. We're taking a look at question number 11. A box in the shape of a rectangular prism has a length of 4.5 inches, a width of 3 inches, and a height of 3.5 inches. How many cubes that have edges of a half inch can fit into the box? All right, so I attempted to draw the box, even though it's not really to scale. And I attempted to show you this represents a little half-inch cube. That is what they're talking about here. And again, keep in mind this isn't to scale. And if we look at the model here, it might help us to understand a concept. And the concept is that you need two cubes to represent one inch. So that's 1 inch right there. We need it to be 4.5 inches. Now what does that really mean? It means that if you just quite simply double your dimensions, that you're going to find out how many half inches you need for each layer. All right, so if I do 4.5 times 2, I'll end up getting 9. So that's 9 of the half-inch cubes that would fit going this way. If I do 3 times 2, I would get 6. So that means 6 of these blue cubes going this way. And if I do 3.5 times 2, I'm going to get 7. So that means 7 cubes for a height. Let's see, where will we fit that? We'll put it right here. 7. Now one option for solving this is to take the green numbers and apply it to the volume formula, which is length times width times height, or 9 times 6 times 7. And when you find that, it will be the number of these half-inch cubes. In other words, how many of these blue cubes do we need? Now another method that you could have used is you could have taken the blue numbers and found the volume of that, but see, that would be in regular inches. And if you did that, then you would find that you would end up getting 47.25 inches. So if we did that, let's talk about how you apply that to the ratio. All right, so we're talking about full and half-inch cubes. Now if we look at this ratio here, for every 1 full cube, if we count how many, there are 8 half-inch cubes. So again, for every 1 full, we have 8 of the half-inch cubes. Now if you were to find this times this times this, in other words, take all the blue numbers and multiply them together, you would have gotten 47.25, or 47.25 cubic inches. And we want to know how many half-inch cubes. So if you would solve this proportion, 1 times h would be h. And you would just have to go ahead and do 8 times this number. And if we show that on the calculator, let's show it on the calculator. 47 25/100, or 47.25 times 8 equals. And we get the same answer we would have gotten if we multiplied the green numbers together. All right, so let's just quickly review our strategies here. We have 2 of them. Strategy number 1 is double each dimension to get how many half-inch cubes. Take those green numbers, apply them to the formula, and find your volume. And remember, this is of the half-inch cubes. Or method 2 is to find what the volume is in cubic inches, which would be this, applying the blue numbers to this formula, and then apply it to this 1:8 ratio, and using this yellow picture to help you understand why it's a 1:8 ratio, because it's not an accident that if we cube a half, if we cube that, we get 1/8. So that's why this ratio of 1:8 applies. All right. Good luck finishing this up.